Ladies and gentlemen, got some news in regards to Conor Gallagher. There's some news popping off in regards to Thiago Silva. Of course, Robert Sanchez is the hottest topic that's going around. Look, there's a lot more as well, so stay tuned. Let's go. All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. First up, before we start anything, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Quite a few people off the back of the last couple of live stream. A lot of you guys started to follow me on Instagram. I would love to build that particular platform. If you want to connect with me on Instagram, please make sure you do that. So follow me on Instagram straight away, smash the like button. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Let's get to 30,000 subscribers straight away. Now, first up, ladies and gentlemen, Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher, you know, he's a player on the rise. His stocks are rising massively, and a player that is impressing me a lot, a player that is proving me wrong. I was going to say proving me right, proving me wrong, along with a lot of you guys probably as well. He's proving many of us wrong at the moment. Look, this is the latest in regards to Conor Gallagher. There are no contract talks between Chelsea and Conor Gallagher at the moment. He is still set to become a free agent at the end of next season and will almost certainly be subject of fresh transfer interest in January if no significant progress is made on a new contract between now and then. Look, there is no way Chelsea is going to let this transpire to a free agency down the track in regards to Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher, it's a strange situation. We've talked about this several times on this particular channel, and it's been quite breathtaking. If I'm being absolutely honest, it's quite fresh to see a player that's been on the outer. Let's not kid around ourselves. Our hierarchy was looking to sell him, but he's worked so hard, and on top of getting the backing from the manager, it's all come together very nicely. He's worked hard, the manager has backed him, and now we're seeing the kind of performances we're seeing from Conor Gallagher to the point where he is probably one of the first few names in the starting lineup. He is literally at the moment undroppable. So look, I don't think Chelsea Football Club will allow this to drag on where he becomes potentially a free agent. I think something will happen in this January transfer window. Look, I can't see how he gets sold anymore. I think it's quite evident that he's become a very, very important player for Mauricio Pochettino. And Mauricio Pochettino, from now on, will have a lot of say in the transfer window. So that's a massive factor for Conor Gallagher. He is the captain of Chelsea Football Club when Chilwell and Reece James are not available. So that says a lot as to where his reputation is, where his stocks are at Chelsea Football Club. So look, I do expect contract talks to happen very, very soon. If anything, Conor Gallagher's value has increased. If we thought about him being valued somewhere around 40 to 50 million, I think now easily he's worth something around 60 to 65. And once he signs the new contract, which I'm pretty sure will be probably a 3 or maybe, he's already got 1.5 years left, potentially be another 3 years on top of that, maybe 4. That will just further, make sure to hold his value, to further protect his value. So look, I'm not worried about this. If anything, I'm pretty certain Chelsea will find a solution over here. He's far too important at the moment. Whether some of us like it or not, even me till now, I'm not a total skeptic. I'm completely on board with Conor Gallagher, how he's been performing, and as I said, he's changed my mind in recent times. But I do want to see him continue in this manner. I do want to see him continue to develop, especially his with the ball, attributes, which has really caught my eyes in recent times. So, look, I'm not worried about this. I think a new contract is going to happen, and it's going to happen just around the corner. Now, more contract talks, ladies and gentlemen. This time it's in regards to Thiago Silva. It goes something like this. One player with an uncertain future is Thiago Silva. We know he's heading towards the end of his contract. currently making him a free agent in summer 2024. Still, my understanding is that Silva has not decided anything at this stage, and no decision will be made now. It will be up to the player, and he will decide in 2024. In my opinion, Thiago is still a fantastic defender, but for him and Chelsea to continue together, they need to be 100% convinced on both player and club side. Coming from Fabrizio Romano, of course, both the player and the club needs to 100% be convinced at each other. Look, I've been saying all along what an absolute superstar Thiago Silva is. For me, he's still the best Chelsea defender, undoubtedly. His experience, his calmness, his know-how. I think it's invaluable. Look, I know a lot of people are sort of thinking this is it. This is Thiago Silva's last season. Look, if it comes down to the point where both the club and the player decide that they want to part ways, no problems. I think we've got now a solid foundation in the likes of Leo Colwell, Axel Tessassi, Benoit Badiashile, Wesley Fofana in the brinks as well. He's injured at the moment. We'll see what happens with the future of Chalobah. I think Chalobah is going, but there is a solid foundation. And then if someone like Thiago Silva was to leave, I'm pretty sure Chelsea Football Club will potentially buy a particular defender in the next window, probably not the January window, but in the summer window. But if it was up to me, honestly speaking, I would actually increase his contract by another year. Really look at him season by season. I would like to see him stick around for another season and then assess the situation again. His experience is invaluable, man. We cannot be losing whole heap of experience from the club in such a short period. We've lost a lot of experience in the last summer window. Some of it, obviously, we needed to get rid of. But right now, it's really Thiago Silva and probably Raheem Sterling up front who are the elder statesmen of the football club. So, look, I want him to stay around. I want him to provide that knowledge, his experience, that invaluable experience that he has. Share all of that with the young defenders that we have and to the rest of the team. So there's that side of it. And the other side, I think, is his son is also part of the Chelsea Academy, who's got a 2-year contract. So he might want to stick around because at the end of this season, his son would have just finished 1 year of that particular contract. So look, my personal take is I would love to see Thiago Silva continue for another season, maybe next season. He doesn't play as often, but he's a kind of a character that if he continues to train well, if he continues to stay fit, if the desire is there to compete at the highest level, it'll be very difficult to take him out of the starting lineup. But it all depends. Next season, if we make it to the Champions League or even Europa League, bare minimum some level of European football, then you best believe Thiago Silva could potentially rest on those particular games, allowing others to play, and then he can focus on Premier League, or vice versa. He can play on the European stages and other players can play in the Premier League. So let me know, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, would you increase Thiago Silva's contract by another year, maybe another couple of years? Let me know. Or do you part ways with him right now? How do you feel about him? Obviously, he's had a bit of a altercation with the new ownership. Last season, he was a bit vocal about certain things. I don't know how much that might impact a new contract, but I do feel Pochettino rates him quite highly and rates his experience as well. And look, as I said, even till now, he's one of our best defenders. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are in regards to Thiago Silva's contract situation. Next up, Robert Sanchez. Hot topic. Chelsea aren't looking to replace Sanchez, and there's a belief he has all the tools to become one of the best goalkeepers in the world. This is coming from The Athletic. Look, I'm not sure about becoming one of the best goalkeepers in the world, but I think he can definitely be decent enough for us. I see so many people in social media. I've just recently tweeted out as well that this is not the time to go after a particular player. Like, I feel we're in a current stage where there is a good vibe. There is good chemistry that's building. The team are really working hard. This is not the time to, go after a certain player or goalkeeper. Yes, he's made a crucial error against Arsenal, which cost us points, no doubt about that. And he has shown that error sort of proneness in previous matches. But luckily enough, we just haven't been punished. Look, my thoughts around Sanchez is, let's try and understand what's going on. The coaching staff, himself, the goalkeeping coaches need to sit down and figure out what is happening with Sanchez mentally, his composure, what are the instructions when he needs to play out from the back, in what situations does he have a bit of freedom as well, like if we are 2-0 up the way we were against Arsenal, does he have the freedom to go long? I understand, by going long, you don't want to lose possession because it's not guaranteed that you're going to get that ball back. But these are certain things that we probably need to analyze and identify before we start, chopping Sanchez off the starting lineup and give someone like Petrovic an opportunity. I think Petrovic should get an opportunity against Blackburn, but in the Premier League, I think it'll be wrong to drop Sanchez right now. It'll kill the morale. I feel like it sends out the wrong message for the players. And I get it. We can't persevere with mistakes after mistakes. I completely understand that. But I think right now at this stage, it will send out the wrong message and it will unsettle the team. Let this continue. And I think us as a fan base, we should be far more excited and interested to see how Sanchez bounces back from this particular situation. Because if he bounces back with set of man of the match performances or very, very good performances, at least we can look back and go, do you know what? He's got good mentality to bounce back from adverse situations. So look, I'm not on board with him being dropped ASAP. I can understand if it's for the Carabao Cup match against Blackburn, but in the Premier League, I still do believe Sanchez should be number one. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about the Sanchez situation. Do you think he should be dropped? Do you think he sends out the wrong message if he is dropped at the moment? Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, Chelsea believe in George Petrovic's potential too, but he's a lower cost bet on raw talent. Robert Sanchez is the number one, and Mauricio Pochettino has given no hints that he will risk shattering his confidence by dropping exactly what I've just said. This is coming from Liam Toomey from The Athletic. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some weird rumors about Alessandro Bastoni. Let's have a look. I'd say recent rumors linking Chelsea with Alessandro Bastoni are quite premature. I'm not aware of any contact with the Inter Milan defender, though of course it's easy to mention interest for one of the most talented left-footed centre-backs in Europe. Bastoni recently signed a new deal at Inter, and as far as I'm aware, there's nothing else happening at this stage. Now, is this... I don't know who started this rumor. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano saying that there's nothing going on here, but is this a potential rumor that has started because of the Thiago Silva situation? Where does his contract? What's his contract situation like? Look, a left-footed centre-back, last time I checked, we've got Buddy Shield who can do that. We've got Levi Colwell who can do that. So what's the need for Alessandro Bastoni? Look, don't get me wrong, Bastoni is a top defender. But my feeling is this is just a rumor. There's not really much going on. And on top of that, Inter Milan again, really, like, to negotiate with them again, these guys, all they do is rob us. So look, I don't think there is a need to look for a defender as yet. Let's see what happens with Thiago Silva's situation. And specifically, a left-footed defender is something definitely we don't need at the moment. I think we're quite covered in that particular scenario. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section. Are you interested in Alessandro Bastoni? Is this a particular defender that you want to go for? Is there a need at the moment for a centre-back at all? There are smart new people in the medical department, and Mauricio Pochettino is renowned for his focus on physical preparation. In the short term, his intense preseason might have added to the physical strain on his players, but bad luck played a role in injuries such as the one suffered by Christopher Nkunku. Look, I'm all on board with Mauricio Pochettino being as physical and as intense as possible in training. If anything, we should be far more, because last season was a joke. Last season was a walk in the park. None of the players looked like they were up for it. I think the training was shambles. Every time we played a match last season, the opposition ran all over us. We only played for like 45 minutes. After that, we just walked in the park. So I'm all down for Mauricio Pochettino making us one of the most fittest and aggressive teams in the Premier League, because in the Premier League, honestly, you're going to get found out. If you're not matching up with physicality and endurance, you will be found out. So I need our players to be the best of the best, if possible. Now, I understand, that may lead to injuries, but this is where I think we need to understand the whole situation a lot deeper. It's not just about pumping weights in the gym. It's not just about training. It's about doing all the other stuff outside of it. Few months ago, we had that particular trainer, that Chalobah's personal trainer, or someone who he's trained with previously. He's put out a message on Instagram and also on Twitter that we all saw, that are the players doing the Pilates? Are they stretching their muscles? Are they doing the stretches? I think these are certain things that we need to probably look into, because he's mentioned, and I feel like this is probably one of the reasons. When our players lunge into a particular challenge, and they stretch out their muscle a little bit, that's when there seems to be a lot of problem. And I feel like if they do a lot more muscle work in terms of stretching it out, and in the likes of your Pilates and your yogas and all of that, I think all of that needs to be looked into, as what are the players doing to make sure their body is in prime condition. I don't think it's just the medical stuff that is to be blamed. I think it's far deeper than that, 100%. But yes, we do need to be one of the strongest physical, intense team out there in order to compete in this Premier League. Now, next up, my reading of the penalty situation against Arsenal was that Sterling actually wanted to give Enzo, but then Enzo said to give it to Palmer, and it's now his to lose. The only player that will come into conversation is Nkunku. They're talking about Palmer being the penalty taker. I've got no issues with Cole Palmer. Look, it clearly looks like Enzo Fernandez is definitely not confident in taking penalties, and Sterling probably just didn't feel confident as well on that particular day. I think we should stick to one particular taker, and so far, we've now seen Cole Palmer take a couple of penalties. I think let's keep it with him until there is any sort of troubles. At the moment, he looks quite confident. So continue with Cole Palmer, and hopefully he keeps flourishing and putting those penalties away and racking up those stats. Why not? I've got no issues with it. Let me know in the comment section as well, ladies and gentlemen. Are you guys happy with Cole Palmer being the penalty taker, or would you have someone else? We will do a live stream in regards to Enzo Fernandez. There's a lot of talk that's happening in regards to Enzo Fernandez, which we need to discuss as well. Last but not least, Tom Boehly is believed to have held informal talks with Fulham's owner Shahid Khan about the possibility of ground sharing, but although representing the most convenient move just 1 mile down the road, a spell in Craven Cottage, capacity 25,700, could see the Blues miss out on key revenue. That's massive. I had no idea that Fulham only had 25,700 seats. Stamford Bridge is small enough. Fulham is even smaller. That would be a massive reduction in our revenue. But what this kind of tells me is that Chelsea owners are not looking to completely move away from Stamford Bridge and build a stadium elsewhere. I think they're looking to redevelop Stamford Bridge. They've bought the land next to Stamford Bridge, so we'll see what sort of design happens and how much capacity increase that we can do with the stadium. But this situation where potentially us going to Craven Cottage, 25,700, I think that needs to be looked at. I think there's some talks about perhaps looking at Wembley as a possible scenario for our home matches. That could definitely work out. But 25,700, there will be key revenue that's going to be lost. But of course, it's just down the road, which makes it easy. But maybe this is not the most wisest decision. But as I said, it kind of lets me know that we're not going to move away from Stamford Bridge altogether. We will redevelop Stamford Bridge. So that is that. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of all the news that's been popping off in the last 24 hours. Let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about in the comment section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. That is where things are really going down, as Baba would say for Twitter. I think that for me in Instagram, it is absolutely doing madness at the moment. Until next time, everyone. Take care and have a good night. See ya.